Good morning, my brothers and sisters. We're going to talk about righteousness today, and we'll learn eventually that self-righteousness is no righteousness at all. We're in Matthew chapter 5, verse number 6. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be satisfied. So we're going to do three things today. What is righteousness? What about self-righteousness? And when is righteousness? So overall, we're designed and created by the Lord for a relationship with Him. And we've done just about everything possible to rebel against His hand of friendship. So who's going to be the breach fixers? How is we're going to get this relationship right again with God? For this is what righteousness means. So righteousness is being in a right relationship and right standing with God. So who gets to say what are the requirements for a good relationship with the Lord? Well, to achieve right standing of God, it is done by His requirements, not ours. So righteousness means that it is to His standards that the relational requirements are met and not ours. So to opine about here's what I think makes me, what makes me good before God is a little bit on the ridiculous side. No, God requires and we inquire about our position. So it must be one of humility and hunger and thirsting and not demanding. So it is us who must ask to the Lord, are we good here? Because it is we who have offended. So if you think you have a self-righteousness, that is a righteousness in yourself to stand, sit, or crawl before God, the holy God, I think we have a little bit of work here to do. So how can a man or a woman be righteous before God? By themselves, they cannot achieve it. And this is why, at least for a time, we hunger and why we thirst and why we cannot do it by ourselves. Without God, righteousness is impossible. Otherwise, it would be called self-righteousness. And there is no such thing as self-righteousness that is not an offense to God. I can't think of an example. So after God goes through thousands of years to rescue humans, with Jesus paying the ultimate penalties and satisfying the otherwise impossible righteousness criteria, for us to still consider I can do it by myself is particularly offensive to God. After all the trouble that God's been through to fix this breach, self-righteousness is particularly offensive to God. So that is, to get righteousness wrong will leave us sometimes farther from true righteousness than we even started. So let's not get it wrong. So here's a pillar of the Christian faith. There is a relational breach and therefore a righteousness breach between mankind and God. So let's get this right. If you don't understand the trouble that we're in, and then the trouble that God goes through to fix that trouble, you're not going to understand this relational breach and the fix that He makes on the cross. So where are we going to get the answer to this great problem? Is it from us? No, it's from Him. So when is righteousness restored? When is righteousness? When is this promised righteousness fully achieved? Well, not exactly just yet. So it says, the verse says, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. That means that you want it. You want to receive it. You need it. But you don't quite have it yet. The time has not come. So throughout the Bible, the Old Testament particularly, there is this cry, which is, how long, O Lord? How long are you going to deal with the wicked? How long will you look on? How long will you hide your face? There's about 30 of them in the Bible of this longing, that hungering and thirsting for something that's not quite here yet. A good one is in Psalm 13. There are many examples. I'll just read two verses. How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I take counsel in my soul and have sorrow in my heart all the day? How long shall my enemy be exalted over me? Now, this is pointing to a time is coming. But one of the Christian pillars of faith is that we don't quite see it yet. If you could see those pillars, it would be sight, not faith. So the Lord is going to fix the world. He is going to make it perfect. It's not just quite yet. So, what is righteousness again? That is being in right relationship, right standing with God. And it's to His standards that we are beholden, not to ours. And to get this wrong, to get the concept that God is the boss of righteousness, to get that wrong might leave us farther from true righteousness than even when we started. So let's even inquire correctly. So here is one of the Christian tenets, that there is this relational breach, and therefore a righteousness breach, a break in the standing with God between mankind and God. There's no such thing as a self-righteous fix for this. Self-righteousness is no righteousness at all. Thanks for listening.